For me, I didn't know what to feel. I guess I felt a little like all the groups in some ways. But that's what happens when you have a group of people who've been sufficiently shaken. Strangeness abounds. There was more than a little speculation taking place at that lunch. Since we didn't have any answers, that's all we could do. But after lunch, we got some of those sought after answers from management. It happened at a company-wide meeting. All the remaining employees were required to attend. The meeting took place in the auditorium we would usually use for fun stuff like rolling out a new program or a new plan or company paid lunches. Something generally good. But not this meeting. There were no sandwich platters on the stage that day. This meeting was to mitigate what the remaining employees had just went through. Now, before lunch 2 years ago, the company had about 150 employees. At this particular impromptu meeting, there were about 30. During the meeting, we were assured that mistakes like this, they were all made by the upper management. We were told it had nothing to do with our performance, our metrics, it was just their mistakes. We were promised that those type of mistakes were a one-off and wouldn't happen again. They told us that they had plans to rebuild the company with the help of the remaining employees, or the core employees as they put it. It almost had the feeling of a doomed pep rally. The ones where the people on the stage are trying to get the people off the stage excited, but the people off the stage didn't trust the people on the stage. It was a real mess. At the end of the meeting, the remaining employees clapped for the people on the stage. Because of that applause, the people on the stage probably thought they got through to the people off the stage, but they didn't. We were just all scared. We didn't want to lose our jobs. We probably would have clapped if they had told us they were eliminating the lunch hour. I couldn't help but notice everyone in upper management who was there before the lunch was also there after the lunch. The ones that took full responsibility for the events that just unfolded. Not a single person from upper management had to pay for their mistakes with their jobs. Not a single one. But Sue had to, and so did many others. Now how's that for morale? The people on the stage can mess up royally, but the people off the stage are going to have to pay for it. As I sat there thinking about the events of 2 years ago, one of my coworkers, a newer hire, one of my cubicle mates, mouthed, "What the hell is going on?" I told her, this happened 2 years ago and everything will be okay. I probably shouldn't have told her not to worry and everything will be okay. If you've ever taken a first aid class, you're taught when helping someone in need, never say, everything will be okay. Because you don't know if everything will be okay. And I didn't know. I really didn't. I was hoping everything would be okay, especially for her. She had been my cubicle mate for just under 2 months. She was placed there after she completed her month-long training. Now, as cubicle mates, you talk. I knew she had just gotten this job, and she, as well as her 2 kids, were counting on the income. But I also knew what the company was capable of. I remember Sue. I looked around as managers hurriedly placed items in boxes and scurried out the door. Another one gone. I tried hard to concentrate more on what was on my computer screen and less on the chaos that was going on around me. I remember thinking, I just need to make it to lunch. Around 10 a.m., I received a call at my desk. Our desk phones had 2 lights on them. Both of the lights are red. Now, if a call was coming from an outside line, only one of the lights would shine. But if the call originated from an inside line, then both lights would illuminate. On this call, both of the lights were illuminated. I looked at the screen to see who was calling, and sure enough, it was from Human Resources. I answered the phone. I knew what was happening. I don't remember exactly what they said, but I knew what they wanted. As I made my way to HR's office, I said my goodbyes to several people. My cubicle mate had her hand over her mouth in disbelief as I walked out the door. When I finally made my way to HR's office, there were 2 people in that little room. The vice president of the company, who was seated behind the desk, and my direct manager, who was seated to the left next to the desk. I'd never been to the Human Resources office before, and I remember thinking, I imagine it being bigger. A third manager later joined us. He was carrying an empty, plain brown, medium-sized cardboard box. I smiled a little on the inside as I was handed the empty cardboard box. After the events of 2 years ago, I decided never to keep any personal items at my desk. Everywhere I would go, I'd take my phone and my car keys. I was thinking, I wasn't going to be like everybody else. When they got their boxes, they would be packed. Pictures, books, plants, water bottles. They had everything. If I was going to be given a plain brown medium-sized cardboard box, it was going to be an empty one.